I think they are comedians.
But that, right, now, 2, 3. And, right, okay.
Right. I think there are comedians in your family since many generations. So is talent something like heredity?
Your English is fantastic. What are you saying? It's
I
incredible.
don't
I can
think
understand
I
every
speak
word you say.
fantastic,
It's great. Just stick like that. It's best. You know, it's really good. Yes, I come from a theatrical family. They weren't necessarily comedians, no. My mother was a character actress. My father was a musician. I was a musician once. And I've done just about most jobs in the theatre. But not necessarily comedians, no. But it's a theatrical family, yes.
For most of the people, you represent the specific British humor. And what's British humor for you?
Well, I don't think of humour as being any nationality. Humour should be international. I know there are certain characteristics about humour, but the type of humour that I normally do is not specifically British. In other words, I once made a film that you may have seen called the Running, Jumping and Standing Still film. It was 10 minutes. And we won awards in Poland, in Russia, we were all over. No dialogue, just visual humour. So visual humour is international. So I think, therefore, that the majority of humour, look at Laurel and Hardy, look at... so I don't think that humour is, unless it's specially, if you'll excuse this overused word, esoteric. In other words, specially designed for that particular country. It should not be that way, because then it can only be enjoyed by, for example, I do all kinds of different humor. Sometimes I do very abstract humor, surrealistic humor, mainly. And sometimes I do humor like the Panther. Sometimes I do humor like Dr. Follamore. Black humor, you know.
So it is not a paradox that Inspector Clouseau is French?
Oh, no. No. No, it just happened to be that way. That's another long story, but... Because, you see, Inspector Clouseau was originally Peter Ustinov. And did you ever see Topkapi?
Yes, of course.
Well, I was originally the taxi driver. And Peter Ustinov left the Pink Panther, and I left Topkapi. So we switched over, and I took Inspector Clouseau, and he took the taxi driver. That's how it came about. That's true.
Will there be some new adventures for Inspector Clouseau?
I don't think so. I think we've done enough now, you know. I think it's best to leave it when it's really right up the top. And maybe in a few years' time, perhaps, but I think that we've really done enough now. I think it'd be chancing our luck if we did any more. I know that the distributors feel that, because I was talking to America the other day, that we could go on, you know, but I wouldn't want to as an actor, you know. I like to play different roles, and so...
Are there some limits in comic situations you would not accept to go over?
Limits. Well, I think that that depends again on the type of situation you're playing. I mean, the type of situation you're in. It could be absolutely, completely crazy. Providing you play the situation straight. Sorry, in other words, the framework in which you play can be as crazy as you like, but as long as you and the other actors play straight, then it becomes acceptable. It's when the actors go crazy as well that it becomes wrong, you know.
You would not like to be serious once, to be dramatic?
Oh, I have been, yes. I have played in films like that. It's very difficult to be accepted, though, accepted as a straight actor, or more dramatic actor, shall we say, because all actors are basically serious actors, otherwise we wouldn't be working in it. And I consider myself, I never thought of myself really as anything other than a comic actor or a humorist. I tried to be. That was my aim in life, to to work in films as an art form because I like films more than I like the theatre. That's why I don't work in the theatre very often, you know.
I think that your performance in the Doctor Strangelove was one of your biggest one. Was it a special adventure to work with Stanley Kubrick?
Well, it was the second film I made with Kubrick. I first made Lolita, and then I made Doctor Strangelove. He is, I think, one of the 5 great film directors in the world. And 2 of them died recently. Visconti was another, eh? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
È vero, eh? Sì. Sì, sì. And another great one is, but there again, you see, it's so difficult to know who the, I mean, I know who actors and people in the profession think that great directors are, but the public, as far as the public are concerned, I wonder who they think. All they know is whether they like a film or they don't. So, for example, if I mention a famous Indian director like Satyajit Ray, who probably plays in art houses all over the world, which he does, he's never become commercial, but he's a fantastic director. He's his own camera operator. He works his camera himself. I mean, that way he sees exactly what's happening. But you see, I mean, he's not what you'd call box office. I don't know, but he's a great filmmaker. Yeah.
And when you are on the set with somebody like Woody Allen, is it not difficult to have something like an union between...
Oh yes, in Quoi de Neuf Pussycat. Huh?
Yes.
Oh, oui. Yes, yeah, it's good, you know, because he's fantastic to work with. He's very sympathetic, you know, and like Mel Brooks is also a friend of mine. He's also, yeah, if you find people like this, I think it must have been great in the old days if I'd have been working then when the Marx Brothers were working. I would love to work with them. And Laurel and Hardy. I met Stan Laurel before he died. Actually spoke with him, met him.
He was in a very pretty situation, I think, at the end of his life.
It wasn't good, no. It wasn't good. And considering all the happiness they brought to everybody in the world, it was sad to see that Stan ended up not as prosperous and happy, perhaps, or maybe he was very happy, yes, but not as quite as one would have expected, you know, maybe like Charlie Chaplin, because Charlie Chaplin is very rich, huh? But I mean, after all, money's, what, you know, it's nice to have, but it's not everything, you know.